So we're on the first, from the right, first and the third. Like I said, these are 8s. 16 pack. I got the Crucial Pro Series 64 gigabyte kit. Now this is CL22. The Ballistix I think are CL16 or 18. Oh, it looks like these are 16s. People say, oh my god, don't do that. Well, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. So I'll go ahead and open this pack up. We'll get her installed. So the short side goes down. I mean short side, I mean this side is longer than this side. You know, make sure you try to pay attention to that and don't try forcing it in. And they should lock down automatically as you apply pressure. So, all right, looks good. And this is the same speed as the Ballistix. Everything else is the same. Mega transfers. The CL nanosecond speed measurement is different, but it shouldn't be a problem. It'll just be 8 nanoseconds slower. I think I can deal with 8 nanoseconds. Okay, the memory is done. Put this aside, save it for another machine, or save it for somebody that needs a couple more sticks of 8. And we will install our graphics card back in. And since I didn't get the bracket that's supposed to support that, I didn't know. Just kind of kept looking in on it, thinking, hey, that doesn't look right. In the manual, it definitely showed, in the case manual, that there's a bracket that was supposed to come with this, and it was not in there. So that is definitely giving it a little bit of support, but like I said, we're going to 3D print something. Dollar store metric tapes, fantastic. They've been fantastic tapes. I mean, you can't beat it for $1.25. You can tell the dollar store is not $1 anymore. Go ahead and reconnect these for now, because I do want to fire it up. Go into the BIOS. Make sure everything's reading all right. I've got everything reconnected for now. And let's fire it up. And, oh, I didn't hook my keyboard up. My wired keyboard anyway, which I will need. Okay. Now we got our wired keyboard, because we'll have to go into F11 here. Why do I not have any monitor? What's going on here? I got no monitor coming on. Neither one of them. Shit. Okay, so I have no monitor. I have an error message on the motherboard. The only thing I did was install this memory. Okay, so after a little boneheaded move on my part, the Crucial's up and running. I didn't have the lower section of the RAM clicked in good, so I was getting an error message on the board. I don't like the feel of this board. When you start pushing memory sticks and shit in there, it just, you can hear shit crunching and crinkling, and so you're a little hesitant to push in hard, but you're gonna have to. This is the ASrock 690C/AC. But yeah, we're up and running. I just went through the boot memory. We got our full 64 gigabytes of RAM, and we're gonna bust into Blender into one big file that actually, it wasn't a big file. It was only between 7 and 9. Well, it was eating up between 7 and 9 gigabytes of memory, of RAM, and it was just crashing because this thing, you know, you got Microsoft on top of that, burdening the whole system with running 4 gigabytes of RAM, so it didn't like that. Now, if I can remember which one of these is, I think it's this one here. No, it's not that one. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is the model that's huge. Let me just bust out Task Manager real quick. Now, if we come over here, it looks like I don't have much trouble at all spinning this around and moving it around. Before, I was having all kinds of troubles just spinning around. Okay, our little GPU support bracket is almost done. I just made a little towering arch thingy out of clear so that it should reflect the RGB inside the machine and look pretty decent through the glass. Okay, the Crucial 64 gig RAM kit is installed, and we got everything back together. Got the 3D printed GPU support bracket in there. And yes, going from the CL16 to the 22 made really no difference whatsoever. If anything, it's faster and more responsive. I'm attributing that to the 64 gig kit though. And I would say that yeah, it's really super responsive. The one thing I did notice that I wasn't too happy with and had to go do some research on was the fact that Microsoft was using 4 gigabytes of my RAM before, and it was only using 4 gigabytes because I had a 16 gigabyte RAM kit. So when I moved up to 64 gigabyte RAM kit, Microsoft is now using 6 gigabytes because I have memory to spare. It has optimized itself for 64 gigabytes, which doesn't make me terribly happy, but you know, whatever. But yeah, just with this model open, I'm using 1% of my CPU, which is freaking fantastic, you know, and it's way more resilient, way more responsive, and that used like 4% just to do that little spinning. And this is a big model. It's 138 millimeters tall. It's got lots of subsurface dividers. And I am still having this graphics problem that I can't seem to overcome. I don't know if it's because of the size of my model or what, but it goes away when you zoom in, but still, when I zoom out, I don't really want it to look like crap either. But real happy with the Crucial 64 kit. It made a hell of an improvement on the performance of my 3D modeling programs.